First off, welcome back. Where do we start? Because let's start, I think, at the beginning. The last time we saw you, April 2019, you're coming
Yep.
off the win. And I'm not going to rehash it because I know it's been a while and you've talked about it a lot. But the fact is, a lot of people thought you're going to fight for the Combate title. Combate goes in another direction. They kind of get rid of atom weight. They just really have set it up. They let you go. You've been a free agent. And just talk to me from there because you and I have talked about this a little bit. And just, did you feel like, hey, that was it for your MMA career, possibly?
I did. Kabate cut me and it broke my heart. Like, I had been fighting with them since I was 21. I was on 6 fight win streak with them. Everything was great, so I did not understand why they would cut me. Like, it just made no sense. And it put me in a position where I was like, is this really what I want to do? Like, is it worth it? I've had 3 concussions in 1 year. I'm putting my body on the line for what? For people that I'm just a dollar sign, and when they're done with me, they're done with me. Like, is this worth it to me? So I had to really do some soul searching. And for me, I needed the time off. And I never say never. I never say never. So I was like, look, I kept saying, I was like, if the right opportunity presented itself, I would take it. Like, I'm all about signs, and when the timing's right, that things will happen, and that's something I've always believed in. But I ran into one of my friends that I got certified with for personal training years ago, and I said the same thing to him. He's like, "Yo, when are you fighting? I want to see you in the cage." And I looked at him and I go, "If the right opportunity presents itself, I'll be ready." And he's like, "No, fuck that." And I was like, what do you mean fuck that? Like, no, that's what I'm saying. That's what I believe in. And he's like, no, like, you're a fighter through and through. If you want to fight, you tell yourself, I'm going to fucking fight. And the next day, I made an Instagram post and I was like, look, guys, I'm ready. I'm gonna start fighting again. The next day is when I got the fight call. And I was like, what is happening? Like, I really just spoke it into existence, and that was that. That was a wrap. I still don't even know if I'm technically allowed to say. It's all over
Mhm.
social media and everything, but I'm not
It,
allowed
it,
to officially announce anything, I guess.
it
But
it's it's tapology official. I think we
yeah,
could
that's
go
what
with
I'm
that.
saying.
Yeah.
But
So everyone, breaking news: Kyra Batara is fighting Lena Ovchynnikova. It's the June 22nd card. 25th
25th.
card. Okay, June 25th. All right. Yeah, so you know what? So just did they just straight up slide into your DMs? Was it because I know, I mean, their matchmaking is now different. Obviously, their longtime guy left. So
They hit
was
up
it
my
just
mom.
they hit up
Yeah,
mom?
they hit up my mom and asked me if I was still fighting.
And then what did they say? Just like, hey, we're interested, all that stuff. Just talk to me. Give me as many details as you can.
They asked my mom, hey, is Kira still fighting? Would she be interested in this fight? What weight? How much? All that stuff. All right, let me ask your opponent. Let's get back. And the next day, they're like, all right, we'll send over the contract.
By the way, is Mama Batara still your manager and everything?
Um, we don't do titles, but she's
Okay.
helping me out. Yeah.
Okay, that's not her title, but she still looks over the paperwork. Is that fair?
Yeah, yeah. I have some
Okay.
other people helping me out too. So,
This fight is going to be at 115, correct?
yeah.
What they do not have a quote unquote 115 division. They've done a couple one-offs. Do you know, like, is this a sign of something, or to you, what is the future of 115 in Bellator to your knowledge right now?
To my knowledge, I have no knowledge of anything that they're doing.
So if let's say you go out there, you win, and they say, "Hey, look, it might be a minute before we get you another 115 fight." What would be your thoughts on that?
I'm hoping that I put on a great performance that they're just like, take it and run with it, honestly.
Well, I know, I mean, Carrie Melendez, I think she's probably like the premier, she wants to fight 115, and they're obviously, That's one of the divisions with a lot of talent. They're just a lot of girls your size, but they just haven't opened it in Bellator. So I would hope that this is a sign of something good to come for 115. And for the record, if they say, Kyra, we're like, we loved it, we loved your style, you brought it, we just don't have 115 right now, you cannot make 125. Like, that's too many burgers and you're too short. Is
That's too
that fair?
big. So big.
Okay. Just to
Yeah.
make sure, so people are like, well, where do we go from here? We know it's not 125 for
No,
Kyra.
I already jumped up from 105. I don't think 125 is the move.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. Secondly, can you just talk about that? Because you go from, you've had a lot of injuries, you've been public about this, you know, spoken about it. Getting actually, it's one to run, to maybe even do some drills. It's another thing to get in there and get fight ready. What has that been like for the first time in a couple of years now?
I think that it's just such a huge part of my life, and I've been doing it for so long that it wasn't a huge shock for me. I jumped right back in. Everything feels great. My weight's falling off great. Feels good to have my brother finally being 18. So he just graduated high school yesterday. So I'm super proud of him. But he'll be actually cornering me for this fight. It's been everything that I wanted and more. So I got him, got my dad, got my mom. Still training at Carlson Gracie. Still just working with my small group of close teammates, friends that I trust, and that's what's always worked for me, and that's what I'm sticking to.
I guess, to move on a little bit. So you've been very public about this on social media, so I feel comfortable asking you about it. Kyra, so a world and all that going on, and you went on this new venture. And I'm going to say it in a way that doesn't get me banned on IG. You are now making what I'll simply call mature adult content on that one website.
Uh-huh.
Kyra, I mean, I guess everyone wants to know why. And besides making money, because there's a lot of ways to make money, but that is a particular one that I think a lot of people are always curious about.
Um, I think it's a paid platform. I think a lot of people make the worst assumptions as soon as you say the word of what the site's called, and you can make it whatever the fuck you want it to. So that's the thing that people don't understand. Like, I've had so many people actually subscribe and be like, "Wow, this wasn't what I was expecting," and they love it. So it's like, I don't know, take it with a grain of salt. With like, oh, need to experience. It's like anything. Like, if you don't experience it for yourself, you're not gonna know. You can ask the person, but everyone's different. Everyone has different ways of how they put out their content, how they talk to people. For me personally, it was a way for me to connect with fans that I was actually getting paid to talk to them versus going through thousands, literally thousands of DMs. And so not only do I get to have more intimate connections with people that are supporting me, but they get to see my life through and through, no filter. Um, I found a new love for my body. I've met the most amazing people doing this, teaching classes because I excelled so fast in it. I've always been a businesswoman first. I just took the platform as a new way to make money without having to work a 9 to 5, which I was refusing. We were in quarantine, so what else was I gonna do? And I just fell in love with it.
Are you ever worried about one day when you're older and have a family, these pictures and videos, people want to bring them up later on?
No, don't want to get married, don't want to have kids. I've been pretty firm on that.
What if you
My
meet
sister,
what if you meet that really nice guy and he's already got a little sidekick?
don't, no, not for me, not for me. Sorry, I'm pretty set in my ways. I mean, I haven't talked to my own sister in 2 years. She she decided it's something that she didn't want to be a part of, and that's fine. It's my life, makes me happy. I make money, so I mean, my body, my choice is how I see it.
my final question on this, I've heard from other fighters, your Beck Rawlings and all that, and they've been very vocal. It's quite the revenue for them. Can you discuss? I don't need a number, but can I discuss, like, has it been that way for you? Has it taken care of you more than fighting in
Did you see the new
MMA?
car I got yesterday?
I did. Congratulations.
I'll put it this way. My ex left me in $10,000 worth of debt. I had a brand new car. I was living in a one bedroom apartment. I had $20 to my name pre quarantine. And this past year, I paid off my car, paid off my debt. I bought a house. I bought a dog. I left my ex, so now I'm living alone and paying all the bills by myself. And I just got my brand new car. Check it out.
But you know
So,
what? Well, it sounds, look, I mean, I think one of the things is that, you're young and confident, and if that's what you're choosing to do, it's certainly working well for you and you're taking care of yourself. So I don't think people should ever hate on someone doing that when they're comfortable doing it. So
mhm.
when you're saying, hey, I started something and my bills are getting paid, all I can say is congratulations. That's
Thank
awesome.
I'm happy. I'm not doing anything against my will. I'm in the comfort of my own home, doing what I want. I know when to say no. I do not take shit from anybody. As soon as someone starts messaging me and makes me feel uncomfortable, they're gone. So, I mean, it's like any job, there's ups and downs to it. So, it's what you make it.
I mean, let's get back to the MMA then, because you obviously look, you're in a better position now. I'm assuming that takes a lot of stress off in terms of
Oh my God.
guiding, training, all this now.
Yes.
Talk to me a little bit. Do you see this as the start of something new? Like, is this the run, the comeback of Kyra Batara, or is it maybe, hey, let me see if this is still what I want to keep doing in terms of fighting?
This is for sure the run. I'm in a position where I just got out of a super toxic relationship and I'm feeling so empowered. It's a huge statement fight for me. It's not just about fighting again. It's about me proving to myself and everyone around me that I can really do whatever I put my mind to. Like you can get out of any shitty situation anytime that you felt like your life was over or your life was just hitting the gutters. Like you can come out on top, and that's what this fight means to me.
Let's talk about the X's and O's. You're fighting Lena Ovchynnikova. She's been in Bellator a minute. She typically fights at flyweight, so she's coming down. She's going to be bigger than
Yeah, I'm
you.
curious about that.
What are your
So
thoughts
I
on
actually
her?
ran into Claudia Gadella yesterday, and me and Claudia were talking, and she's like, "Do you think she's gonna make weight?" And that's the huge question. We'll see. I know she's training over at Jackson's right now, so she's definitely getting her cardio in, but we'll see.
What do you think about her game if she does come down? Obviously, she's known for her background. What do you think of what she could do as a fighter?
I think she's got amazing striking. I just think that I'm the better MMA fighter. I think that I'm gonna take her down and submit her.
And then, of course, the final question, Kira, this is your first time back. You have a new fan base. I think you have an old fan base that was wondering if we'd see you again and is excited for you. You've always done a great job branding. You've gone everywhere from Ryzen to fighting in the United States and everything else. So, what is your message to your supporters who are very excited to see you back out there?
So I'm actually fighting in June, which is Pride Month. I actually came out on social media as bi just last year. So this is a huge time for me to celebrate that and celebrate and just being fully authentic, embracing who you are and not caring what other people think. I think quarantine showed a lot of people that when we were locked up in our houses with nothing to do, like what really mattered at the end of the day, and take that and take what makes you happy and run with it. I saw so many entrepreneurs coming out of quarantine and that made me so happy. So take what you can, whatever makes you happy, do that.
Well, Kira, I could speak for a lot of people. It's very exciting to have you back in the MMA sphere. I think stylistically, great grappler versus striker matchup. So there's a lot of fun to look forward to with you and Lena. So, guys, definitely check it out. Kyra Batara against Lena Ovchynnikova, June 25th for Bellator.